Hello, my name is Meg Pona, and today is the third episode of GTM Institute. First of all, I want to remind that the reason why I'm doing this video, this channel, and this project is that my goal is to help go-to-market teams to build, manage, and grow great products. And what it takes is the whole go-to-market teams in the company have to build a repeatable and scalable way of attracting, engaging, and converting and growing the customers. Now, today I want to talk about one of the, I would say, underappreciated competitive advantages when it comes to teams and companies is the velocity of operation. What it means is that how quickly you make decisions, release new features, test new ideas, test new products, and so on. Now, the velocity could be velocity for the company. That's why a lot of startups outperform the traditional players, larger companies, because they iterate faster, they get more signal, they can move faster, they're more agile. Similarly, when you're a team, you would operate, if you have a high velocity, you'll operate team that would rather have a slow velocity. Now, the velocity helps you to improve product quality, get to feedback sooner, and as well as build system and processes that allows you to have that velocity. Now, if you think about teams velocity, there are three parts that velocity is touching on. The first one is decision making. You can't really move fast if you don't make fast decisions. So what to build, how to decide, scale down or scale up the hypothesis or the feature requirements or the products themselves to get to the value MVP related most valuable product that you can test if it's a completely new product. What are decisions you need to make? If you're in a large organization and you're a product team that requires multiple stakeholders or decision approvals, how do you build structure and build flexibility in a way that allows you still to make those decisions as soon as possible? Now, if you have choice between making the 95% accurate decision 3 months from now and have 70% accurate decision tomorrow, if the risk for both is the same, you probably want to get to the decision sooner, which is tomorrow, even though that the accuracy of it 70%. Now, what it also means is the sooner you're making decision, then you can move into the second part of this sort of velocity overall package. The second part is the building the product itself. Now, what is a part of this feature? What is not part of this feature? How to manage requirements so that you can test something quickly. Remember this very famous startup meme where it showed that first you build like a bicycle, then you build a car, and because both of them would moving, you can't really like just to build a car wheels and then wait until you actually build the car one by one. So you want to build products on a small scale that would be valuable, and then as you grow your user base or as your products are growing, then your product itself will have more capabilities and more features. So that's kind of the important part of it. Now, the third piece, you have a process for quick decisions. By the way, one of this, if you're in a large organization and you have a team and you have a lot of people involved, one of the frameworks that might be helpful for you is this DACI decision framework. It's, I think, most popularized by Atlassian, but it's basically has a number of roles, so to speak. So the DACI is a D stands for driver, meaning that somebody who drives a decision. A goes from approval. It's an approval role, meaning somebody who needs to sign off, somebody needs to show to typically an executive. You have contributor. I would say it's similar to stakeholders who would be impacted by these decisions. And then you have informed people who would be impacted by the decision, but they don't necessarily have a huge role in play in decision making. So Google it up. It's a DACI decision framework. And very often, if you're in a large organization, you have a product team, you'll be able to quickly identify at least what kind of steps do you need to go through to make sure the decision is approved and you can move forward. Now, decision making is one. Building a product itself is the other one. Sort of requirements, what you can strip off, how quickly can you, do you release certain parts of the product and then you release it to the public? And if you do you release it to 5%, to 10%, to 20% of customers before you scale this up, depending on the performance and also depending on the feature? And then the third piece is related to what is the system that you have in terms of quicker Q&A and release time. I kind of mentioned this already, but you want to make sure that as you're building your product, you have a system that, or you have a team system built that where you can easily and quickly QA this, but also find a way to release it sooner. So if they have the feature that have a lot of impact or the feature that you build for a specific segment of the product, it might be worth of just testing it out on the 5% or 10% of users, making sure everything is working, and then expanding this to the larger audiences and see the performance. So with this video, I'm going to add a couple of resources below. I think that Lenny have released an interview with the VP of product at RAM who talks a lot about velocity. That's an interesting podcast. I've heard it. But overall, what I want to leave you with is that do not think that velocity comes only from build quickly and release weekly basis and agile technology. A lot of the slowdown on the velocity side is actually outside of the building and engineering. It's about making decision and then Q&A and releasing this part. So that's kind of a high level. Thank you. I do appreciate everybody who subscribe. I will share for free pretty soon my course on how to conduct customer interviews, which is basically walk you through the process of how to conduct customer interviews. So subscribe. I'm gonna probably release it in stages on this channel. So, and by the way, feel free to ask any questions in comments. I will try to find some resources and some time to go over them, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. Thank you so much.